Hugh Judson Kilpatrick, often referred to as Judson Kilpatrick, was a complex and controversial figure in American history. Known for his aggressive tactics as a Union cavalry officer during the Civil War, his colorful personal life, and his later diplomatic career, early life and education, 1836 to 1856 born, January 14, 1836, on his family farm in Wantage Township, near Deckertown, now Sussexboro, New Jersey. He was the fourth child of Colonel Simon Kilpatrick and Julia Wickham. Early ambitions from a young age. Kilpatrick aspired to a military career and harbored grand political ambitions, envisioning himself as a military hero, governor of New Jersey, and eventually President of the United States Hugh Judson Kilpatrick's early military career and his role in the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Expanding on the period you've specified, this section covers his rapid rise, key engagements, controversial actions, and reputation as a Union cavalry officer, drawing on historical records and avoiding speculative military career and Civil War 1861-1865. Entry into the military 1861. Commission and early action. After graduating 17th in his class of 45 from West Point on May 6, 1861, Kilpatrick was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the 1st U.S. Artillery. 3 days later, on May 9, 1861, he was promoted to captain in the 5th New York Infantry, known as Durée S. Zouaves, reflecting the urgent need for officers as the Civil War began. On June 10, 1861, Kilpatrick participated in the Battle of Big Bethel, Virginia, one of the war's earliest engagements. He became the first Union Army officer wounded in action, struck in the thigh by canister fire while leading his company. Private Felix Agnus applied a tourniquet, likely saving his life. Kilpatrick was granted sick leave to recover in New York. In August 1861, he was assigned to recruit for the 2nd New York Cavalry, Harris Light Cavalry, a unit he helped organize. On September 25, 1861, he was promoted to lieutenant colonel of this regiment, leveraging his West Point connections and political acumen to secure rapid advancement. Rising through the ranks, 1862, cavalry operations in Virginia. Throughout 1862, Kilpatrick led the 2nd New York Cavalry in numerous skirmishes across Virginia, including Brandy Station, Freedman's Ford, Sulphur Springs, Waterloo Bridge, Thoroughfare Gap, Haymarket, and the Second Battle of Bull Run, August 29 to 30, 1862. His aggressive style began to define his reputation, though it often resulted in high casualties among his men. His leadership in these engagements showcased his boldness, but also drew criticism for reckless tactics. He was promoted to colonel in December 1862, taking command of the regiment and solidifying his role in the Union's cavalry operations. Allegations of corruption surfaced in 1862, with accusations that Kilpatrick sold captured Confederate goods for personal profit and accepted bribes related to horse procurement. He was briefly arrested but released, likely due to his political connections. Cavalry Corps and Chancellorsville, 1863 Brigade Command in February 1863. Major General Joseph Hooker reorganized the Army of the Potomac's cavalry into a unified cavalry corps. Kilpatrick was given command of a brigade in the 2nd Division under Brigadier General George Stoneman. During the Chancellorsville Campaign, April-May 1863, Kilpatrick participated in Stoneman's Raid, a large-scale cavalry operation aimed at disrupting Confederate supply lines. He aggressively captured wagons and burned bridges, but the raid failed to significantly impact Confederate operations, drawing mixed reviews. Kilpatrick's boldness was noted, but his tendency to exaggerate successes in reports began to shape his controversial reputation. Brandy Station and promotion. On June 9, 1863, Kilpatrick fought in the Battle of Brandy Station, the largest cavalry engagement of the war, where Union and Confederate cavalry clashed in Virginia. His performance under pressure further elevated his profile. On June 13, 1863, at age 27, Kilpatrick was promoted to Brigadier General and given command of the 3rd Division. Cavalry Corps, Army of the Potomac, a testament to his ambition and the Union's need for aggressive cavalry leaders. Gettysburg Campaign, 1863. Key engagements. During the Gettysburg Campaign, June-July 1863, Kilpatrick's division played a significant role. On June 30th, his forces engaged Confederate cavalry under Jeb Stuart at Hanover, Pennsylvania, disrupting Stuart's movements. On July 2nd, he clashed with Wade Hampton's cavalry at Hunterstown, Pennsylvania, in a prelude to the main Battle of Gettysburg. On July 3, 1863, during the Battle of Gettysburg, Kilpatrick ordered a controversial cavalry charge led by Brigadier General Elon Farnsworth against entrenched Confederate infantry on the southern end of the battlefield. The charge, executed over rough terrain against heavy odds, resulted in significant Union losses, including Farnsworth's death. This action earned Kilpatrick the nickname Kill-Cavalry from his own men, who criticized his reckless disregard for their lives. Historians debate whether the order reflected tactical misjudgment or an attempt to salvage a faltering Union position. Richmond Raid and Transfer West, 1864 Kilpatrick-Dahlgren Raid. In February 1864, Kilpatrick proposed a daring raid on Richmond, Virginia, 2 free Union prisoners held at Libby Prison and Belle Isle, and to distribute President Abraham Lincoln's amnesty proclamation to encourage Confederate desertions. Approved by Lincoln and Secretary of War Edwin Stanton. The raid involved 4,000 cavalrymen, with Kilpatrick leading the main force and Colonel Ulrich Dahlgren commanding a supporting contingent. Launched in late February, the raid faltered due to poor coordination, harsh weather, and strong Confederate resistance. Kilpatrick's force failed to penetrate Richmond's defenses, and Dahlgren's detachment was ambushed, resulting in Dahlgren's death. Papers found on Dahlgren's body suggested a plan to burn Richmond and assassinate Confederate President Jefferson Davis, sparking a major scandal. Though Kilpatrick denied knowledge of such orders, the raid's failure damaged his reputation, and he faced accusations of mismanagement. Transfer to Sherman's command following the raid's fallout. Kilpatrick was transferred to the Western Theater under Major General William T. Sherman. In April 1864, he assumed command of the 3rd Division Cavalry Corps, Army of the Cumberland, during Sherman's Atlanta campaign. At the Battle of Resaca, May 13 to 15, 1864, Kilpatrick was severely wounded in the thigh but returned to duty. By July 22, he led several successful raids to disrupt Confederate railroads and supply lines, including actions at Lovejoy Station in Jonesboro. Though he continued to inflate his accomplishments in reports, Sherman's March and Carolina's Campaign. 1864 to 1865, March to the Sea. During Sherman's March to the Sea, November-December 1864, Kilpatrick's cavalry played a critical role in destroying Southern infrastructure, including railroads, bridges, and supplies. His aggressive tactics aligned with Sherman's scorched earth strategy, but his reputation for looting and destruction made him a hated figure in the South. At the Battle of Waynesboro, Georgia, December 4, 1864, Kilpatrick's forces defeated Confederate cavalry under Joseph Wheeler, securing a key victory that facilitated Sherman's advance to Savannah. Carolina's Campaign. In early 1865, Kilpatrick continued his destructive raids during Sherman's Carolina's Campaign. On March 10, 1865, at the Battle of Monroe's Crossroads, North Carolina, Confederate cavalry under Wade Hampton surprised Kilpatrick's camp in a dawn attack. Caught unprepared, Kilpatrick fled in his underclothes, an embarrassing incident. Dubbed Kilpatrick's shirt-tail skedaddle, despite the initial setback, his forces rallied and repelled the attack. Kilpatrick's cavalry continued to harass Confederate forces, contributing to their eventual collapse. On April 26, 1865, he accompanied Sherman to accept the surrender of Confederate General Joseph Johnston at Bennett Place, near Durham, North Carolina. Aggressive tactics often led to high casualties, earning him the moniker Kill-Cavalry from his own troops. His decisions, such as the Farnsworth charge at Gettysburg and the failed Richmond raid, were criticized as reckless and poorly planned. Personal life and legacy, family and descendants. Kilpatrick's first marriage to Alice Shaler 1861-1863 produced one child who died in infancy. His second marriage to Louisa Fernandez de Valdiviso produced descendants including great-granddaughter Gloria Vanderbilt and great-great-grandson Anderson Cooper Kilpatrick was ambitious, fearless and controversial, womanizing, and questionable ethics. His aggressive cavalry tactics were both praised for their boldness and criticized for their recklessness. Southerners despised him for devastating their homes and towns during Sherman's campaigns. Despite his flaws, Kilpatrick's energy and ambition made him a notable figure. His military contributions, though marred by failures like the Dahlgren Raid, were significant in disrupting Confederate operations. Battery Kilpatrick at Fort Sherman, Panama Canal, and the World War II Liberty ship SS Hugh J. Kilpatrick were named in his honor. The Major General Judson Kilpatrick Camp No. 7 Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War was formed in Cary, North Carolina. In 2021, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more military, Navy, and geopolitical updates.